Welcome to EVE Online. I'm Major Freak, and welcome to dyslexia. I swear I've either got dyslexia or this game-induced dyslexia with me. So, I'll get to that in a bit. First off, I have implants. Finally. Getting the worst of the most frustrating things out of the way, like system index for manufacturing and implants, and it's very frustrating. In order to get a proper price index, you've got to take into account so many things, and it's so expensive. So I've got most of what I need. I think I'll make the video. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Here's what I did. I got all my guys, and I found out who had the best implants that I could get. I'm not rich. To each individual has different. They're best at certain things. I started to, because you've only got so many clones. I started to dedicate delegate. I would specialize and delegate each individual for different things. This guy's my best prober, so he's got the Virtue Alpha to help the scan strength. Really recommend it. Very expensive though. And I like everybody to have the crystal and the Asclepian. That's active for shield, and Asclepian is active for armor. There's no there is not really a selection for active crystal. I'll show you. It's kind of hard to get crystal stuff in this area for active. There's no real implants to help you with the active tank in the 7 through 10. I've got a kind of a weird setup here. I was trying to shove gear onto a rather fancy Vargar that I'll never fly in anger in harm's way because it's so expensive. I don't know. I just wanted to do it. Anyways, this guy's ECM. This one's a good example of a basic crystal implant set. It's really nice. I like it. This one's Nirvana passive shield. It's a semi-newish one. Couple of stuff aren't that crazily expensive, except the Omega, which is just insane. For low grade, the mid grade's even more. Yeah, so we'll get into that as soon as possible. I'll try to make this as thorough as possible. It's so difficult though. There's so many things. I've got a main on all my guys. Well, most of my guys. My mains for my miners use low grade harvest. I can't afford the mid grade. Forget it. And there's a slot 7, I think, or something that gives a bonus. This is semi cheap compared, but there's another one that's ridiculously expensive. But I'm not. No. I'm not rich. So yeah, I've got my main for my trader alt, who's got accounting 5 and something else 5, I forget, but I go to and from Jita with. I've got agility and warp. I had discovered that when I was warping, it was for hauling back and forth really quickly between an upwell and a moon field. And I found this combination was actually the best, because even though you're really quick in warp speed, you lose a lot of time if you're not quick to align. So it's that same, you're gaining a few seconds here and losing a few seconds there. So I found this was the best one, and for expense too, really. This was not as expensive as the Nomad, I think. I think I went with that. I'm not sure. It took me a while to figure this mix out, but it's a pretty good one for hauling. I would definitely recommend it. I've got an amulet set for hauling as well, which is really nice. It's not that expensive, and it's got all the necessary stuff like the mechanic and stuff like that, and these are 5 grade, 5%. 3% is really cheap, and it's 3%, right? I mean, you're only gaining 2% more for a ridiculous more expensive price tag. So if you're thinking of getting into implants, go with 3%. It is so worth it. Highly recommend 3%. You will find that there are some that are really nice. I'll list those right now. If you're just getting into it, the best ones are the Just Go TAC 603. And you're looking for the EG, 3% extra power for your ship. That's a lot of stuff you can plug in, you know, if you really want to shove it in there. And most small ships have more CPU than power, and so the EE603, really nice. You'll be surprised how much extra or more Tech 2 stuff you can squeeze in there with a 603. And it's 24 million, and the 605 isn't that much more expensive. EG, yeah, you're talking 125 extra million, and you can fit, you know, a little bit more. The Genolutions are good for that too. I was surprised how cheap they are still, because they are only given out in event stuff, and they're reasonably priced. This will give it's a power and a capacitor, and each one gives different, but they combine. They, you know, cumulative. Yeah, I pronounced that right. A CPU, that's for CPU. So usually it's CA1 and CA2, pretty good, you know. It's fairly cheap, surprisingly. And then this one is for velocity and shield bonus. So Nirvana, maybe, but Nirvana is just better on its own for a set. So you're better off with Nirvana now that they've coded it in, but it adds to everything else. So if you've got all of them, it's you can put a lot of stuff in your ship that you didn't think you could. So that's armor and stuff. So that's that. Those are the best ones, and of course, you know, CA1 and CA2 are okay, and then you can, you know, put in, oops, standard. You can get the standards, which are great. I mean, they're just great. I mean, you can put in the memory and the neural and the and the social adaption one. Really nice to fill out those slots, you know. Yeah. And then of course you've got the EG or the EE you could put in, so that really helps you. So CA1 and CA2 plus the standards plus the EG or EE, perfect. Then of course the other recommended one when you're just starting out is the EM 805. I'll show the options. 803, sorry. 803 is the capacitor management. It gives you a bit more capacitor, which is just wonderful. Highly recommend it. I don't think where is it? I usually go for shield operation for passive shield recharge. I don't see anything. Yeah, that's what I do. I think the capacitor regen is 603, I'm pretty sure, and that's the emission. And you'd rather want the EE or the EG. Absolutely, it's hands down. So yeah, 803 for the EM. I recommend it. And also, if you're still having trouble like fitting some stuff, the Woo is pretty good. It'll lower the CPU cost of the weapons you've got mounted. So it's not a lot. It's really small amount, but sometimes you just gotta, yeah. So that'll help you. I went crazy one day and got the Woo when I was, oh yeah, I was just trying to, I think it was like 900 something or a billion at the time. So this is really cheap actually. Did it drop for some? Oh, look at that. So it really dropped. Like it was there when I was buying it. But yeah, it's yeah, I'd buy it at like 600 if you really wanted to. But yeah, don't, yeah. That's nice that they're getting cheaper. Anyways, so that's my most highly recommended implants. So let's go pricing of what I've got and show you what it is. So I've got them all listed here. So the Genolution for my booster is, of course, all for the Genolution set. Then a Nirvana Epsilon because it's usually no Orca stuff, so shield maximum. So I've got the EE, of course. I liked the Hawkmoth, but I'm really loving the Goliath because you get, you would think if you went with, the Moth has plus 10% velocity, but minus shield and minus 25, right? And you'd think, oh, well, I don't want to go Goliath because it would give me minus 25% speed and only 10% shield and armor. But no, look at that. Pretty cool, huh? So yeah. Then I've got the Squire Capacitor, EM, of course. The shield operation for passive, of course. And then the Mining Foreman Mind Link. And that costs me, whoops, I got it over here. Well, I'll just copy all anyways. And I've got it upside down here. What happens is when you go through and buy everything, what you want to do is set it up backwards. So you add all your stuff like from here and you go back and you add that and you add that and you add that and you're just dragging it into the multi-buy. Drag it all in and then you copy that, and when you export it reverses the order. When you import it doesn't. I know, I swear I got dyslexia. Anyway, so you go here and you paste and it will have it kind of reversed here because I had it reversed when I copied it, right? But when I copy this, and it's a nice little, if you keep the total as in, it'll give you a nice little bleep when it's done, and you just copy order clipboard, and now it's reversed. So then I go in here and I go, that was for, yeah, and then I drag it out a bit, and it cost me almost 2 billion for that. Oh well, I probably spent more because and you can get, sometimes you can get really good deals if you look. Somebody's doing a fire sale in MR or something. It's always good to check around for really expensive stuff like 300 million. You might actually get a better deal elsewhere. And don't forget that what's the 300, like mid-grade Nirvana, right? You might actually find a better deal at Perimeter. Nope, you won't. And it's always good to check. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Because you are paying a heck of a lot. Mid-grade Nirvana Epsilon. Uh-oh. Been getting a lot of lag lately, sorry. Yeah, 387, so man, it was worth a shot, right? But yeah, it's always good to check, especially for the really expensive stuff. Somebody might be doing it. I've found them before. Alright, so that's that. So that's how I do it, and it looks kind of weird this way, but for price checking, this is the best way to do it, and this is why I have a base right here. What I'm doing is I've got this, and I'll use that to copy, and then when I paste, it looks normal. So then I can look at the prices. It's helpful for sure. And of course, you can't clear it, so you have to start all over again. It's good if you drag it into the sidebar. There we go. And the high-grade Asclepian set, this one has a really nice faction slot 10 mid slot. And by the way, this is great if you're not blinging it out and doing it on the cheap. Newman's always better than the Omega. For price and for effect too. Hawkmoth was for it's not that great, but yeah. Capacitor and then Imperial, and then I would drag all that in this direction and drag that one and drag blah blah blah, and then I'd go into it. Drag, and I populate that multi-buy for this. So even though it says all this crap, it'll be there we go. And Asclepian, go in here, and you just copy all. Well, for now, I haven't done anything yet, and you just paste. There you go, done. Almost 2 billion. Yeah, they can get really expensive. Yeah, for the crystal. Copy all. Close out. Yeah, I'll go through all my implants and show you the cost. And you can get a lot of the low grades are actually more expensive than the mid grades, so do be careful when you're trying to make it cheap. Which one is this one? Wow. And we're looking at 150 million, right? That sounds typical for a 5%er. Go in here. Wow. Okay then. Right. And of course, copy. Now, of course, I'm assuming just under 2 because we're missing that 150 million. Close that out. Senesh Crystal. Yeah, it's always good not to get rid of that first one because now you can have it all sorted. Close that out. Close. And got the Halo, high-grade Halo. It's pretty nice. It's darn cheap. Wait till you see it. It's crazy. So we got the 2 high grades, mids. I don't think they have a low grade Halo. Did they? Oh yeah, and the mid grade, really hard to find. I bought all of them on the market. Sorry. But every once in a while, yeah, they're pretty cheap. I'll show you the Halo. Yeah, I bought some mid grades for 100, just under. Yeah, I mean, look, 150, 185. So that's what you're looking at. Copy and. Oh, okay, I already did that, so I don't need to do that. But yeah, see, look. not like that with that 150. That's like half a billion. So that's really nice. It'll lower your signature radius, especially. See, I've got them for my bombers that are really extra small, and when an upwell tries to target them, if you've got implants, it'll say, okay, it's got 50 seconds to target, and then at 52nd thing it'll just blink, and the counter's 0, but it'll just blink for 10 seconds until it actually locks. So that level of psychological warfare, I'll pay half a billion for. Now then, that's that. Whew. And we're into the ascendancy. This is just pure speed for warp speed. It's kind of fun to do, but at the same time, you're not getting into warp faster, so you're not really saving that much time. If you could, well, min-max it like I do. Lol. So, that ascendancy. Oops. Just copy all. I don't need to worry about it. First time I've done this. Yeah, it took a while to set up. That's for sure. Drove me nuts. Thought I was dyslexic. Alright, so this is the ascendancy, and it's pretty blingy. Oh, okay, not that blingy as I thought it was. Well, yeah, pretty close. Of course, I'll go back through and go Jita, May 23rd, and just copy and paste it to all my stuff. I'll just copy and paste that for the timestamp, because you're like, when was that? It's always important. So that's the ascendancy. So warp speed's pretty nice. Asclepian for this one. Different types, actually. And close. Actually do this. I'll go through them while I'm waiting for that to populate. Yeah, see, it increases a little bit each time, and then that's actually better than the mid-grade, if you can believe it. It's pretty funny. It turns out that way when you look at the simulation hit point per second. That's dirt cheap. It's hilarious. It lowers the capacitor use because it increases the duration bonus. Squire, of course, and then Noble repair, and this is great too. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And that's for 1.7. This one's the Genolution for all my guys that I was talking about. I think it's the main. No, that's for me. Minor General? Did I put it down here? Give me a sec. Genolutions. Oh, guess it didn't. Okay. Genolution. Copy all. Yeah, it's a pretty nice setup. It's got all I need, and plus this is for. I've got Armageddons. I used to use this as my Armageddon one. I jump into. And it's pretty nice too. I like active tank and I like remote repping. So, and this guy's got the best reprocessing. It's quite cheap. You'd be surprised. It's amazingly cheap. Oh, what's this? Oh, it must be that. Yeah, that's hilarious. So 1 point, I don't know, 1.5 billion with that included. Yep, it's the one I fly around with a lot. Alright, Yeti. Oh crap, this is not the one. This is the max one. Did I even do it yet? That's hilarious, I don't think I have. Yeah, this that I was just doing right now, sorry, I got mixed up, is the, I should actually get the new missile, implant into here for extra range. So I've got the bombardment range, capacitor, high speed, and the Yeti. The Yeti is a combination. See, I use a Cerberus with like 250, 260 kilometer range, targeting and missile range, and I jury rigged that over on top of the implant set I was using for my endurance fit that I needed all this stuff for. So there you go. And this, how much does my main cost? I haven't figured it out. I'll do that last. So the snake for speed, really nice, got 2. The high grades are usually cheaper if you get alpha beta than anything else you can get. So I'd recommend, because the low grade, mid grade, high grade, for the alpha is close to the same price, give or take 100 million, right? Maybe 200 million, but it's worth it because you're forking out a lot. So yeah, the mid-grade Omega Snake isn't crazy expensive. I only get low grade when it's like the mid-grade is like $1 billion. I'm like, nope. And yeah, and the evasive for agility, and that's for speed bonus for I think both afterburner and microwave. Yeah, micro warp. And capacitor need for the that's sold out, lol. And then of course is to negative side effect chance. It's not, it's not that expensive. So, and I can't find anything else good for the navigation in slot 10. So meh, So that's that. Passing on to, we better, the snake. Let's get the price for snake. Copy all. Close. I'm probably missing a few things. Hopefully not. Price. Good. Haven't screwed up. Excellent. Copy clipboard. Minor snake. And I'll go through later after I finish the video and fix what I missed. There we go. That's that. I'll deal with this later. So I've got the Virtue, which is some. So the prober. Oh yeah, yum. So many good implants. Okay, so Virtue, copy all. Go in here. Close down. There we go. Yeah, I try to not to go. I don't think I've ever actually. This is one of my first investments, and I lost so many of these. God, I lost 3 sets of these. Oh God. I would trust other people's clone base players in when I first got back to the game, and I lost so many. I transferred slowly from NPC to other players, clone centers, and they would either offline them or just disappear, or it would get destroyed, and I wouldn't be playing the game for a couple of weeks and come back and be dead. And that's a lot of money. Ugh. So yeah, that's why I got my own Aster houses, because I'm like, nope, not gonna happen again. At least if I get war decked or whatever, I can actually do something about it. I've been thinking about what happens if I get war decked. How do I get all my guys? How I get all my sets to safety? Billions and billions. Probably just find a on the route to Jita or some very highly trafficked route that it would take all the time. I just take my guys, and en route, you just quickly dock up at a cheap retire, anonymous, anonymous alt, and just dump it in there and continue on to Jita and dump it in another one en route. So you're not spending a lot of time. So if somebody locate agents you, they're just on the way to Jita. So, and there's so many on the way to Jita, so you totally be able to do that. That's one idea. I'm sure I'll have another idea, but it's not happened to me, so it's hard to conceive of things that don't happen. Because you get I learn more hands-on. But yeah, that would be what I would do. Probably the first instinct would be to get an assault corp, get retires beer because they're like $500 million, they're dirt cheap. Set it up with, I don't know, what's probably a manufacturing thing, or something cheap that an engineering thing can do, and then have the clone bay in the corp hangar, or probably items bay, yeah, the items bay, because corp hangar can drop, right? So if you had items bay over that CEO, one person corp or two, whatever, it would be a safeguard against being attacked itself. But something cheap and something like that won't be bothered with if you have to deal with it. They'd only bother with something like that if it's low power, typically. So that's what you do to safeguard in the event. But of course, you've got all those extra, the well-known high sec. There's tons around. I mean, it's worth putting your implants clones in there. If I could do that too, that would be my second one. If it's temporary, just for safekeeping. Yeah. So that's the backup plans. Sorry about that. Blah blah blah. So copy to clipboard. Virtue. Plug it in here. God, 2 million. Bloody hell. Crazed. Yeah, I was really pissed when that happened. It's like, what the hell? Yeah, somebody just decided to rip out the clone bay one day. What's this button do? Bonk. Everybody, and you get a pop-up too. People, they're so ignorant. I'll put it down to stupidity, not malice. Okay, so close that out. Open up. Ranty. Crystal Alpha. Oh, this is my crazy Woo 106 that cost me $1 billion back in the day. There we go. Excellent, thank you. And that's that done. And the Centurion next. My favorite implant set. I can't believe it's so cheap. Uh-oh. Lag. Sorry about that. Yeah, sometimes the lag can just be stupid. It's gotten worse these days too. Okay. Yeah, it took me a while to set this up. was just getting the order reversed, and I didn't know how to deal with it, and then I hit on the idea of just making this. Getting a person who's not in the proper station to get all these errors, and then have it reversed, and then it's reversed this way, so when you copy it, you can get your price check. It's not that great for actually, looking at it, figuring out what you want to fit in, because it's reversed, but for price checking, pretty darn good. So, Major, Centurion. Yeah, see? Dirt cheap. Well, it's low grade, mind you. Let's see what would happen if I had the grade Centurion. Hello. I guess we're really not gonna go that way. I guess didn't have a choice. Mid-grade alpha. Wow. Okay then. I wonder what NPC Corp sells those. Anyways. Might be something to look up actually. Not today. So, dirt cheap. Thank you very much. Yeah, and it's so worth it too. Look at this. 1%, right? 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. And then 10% Century set bonus. So yeah, it is really nice. Especially, yeah, recommend it. Highly recommend it. Because it's so cheap. It should be your first real PvP alt clone setup. Because you can get, man, you can get those ranges up. So this is a typical crystal setup. Did I really go for the Woo 105 too? I guess my active tanks really need the CPU. I don't know. Ow. Aren't you lucky I'm not a person who cracks their knuckles? God, that sounds the worst. Alright. Really? I did? Huh, interesting. Must have a reason. Damn, those things are tight then. Okay, so Nirvana, here we go. For all you passive tankers, this is the sucker. It is really nice. I mean, you've got, yeah, yeah, it's around 2.5 billion currently. It's expensive. And I didn't even go for the high grade beta. Yeah, 350 million or something, a third of a billion. It's like, yeah, I'll stick with the mid grade, thanks. And that is that. And of course, this guy, did I go through these? Ice Genos. Sorry. Alright, Ice Genos. Ascendancy. Nirvana. Oh, really? It's pretty funny. I swear I copied it in there. Scorpion. Oh, yeah. Okay. Halo. Okay, Halo, I got that. Oh, that's for everybody, right? Don't need that. High-grade Talisman. Did I talk about the Talisman yet? No, I don't think I did. Okay. Talisman is, for... Oh. Yay. I did have it. Yes, welcome to notes. Okay, it's Talisman's really cheap as well. Dirt cheap. You look at the high grade. Yeah, it's really nice. It'll give you the Talisman is reduction in the duration of modules requiring the capacitor emission system skill. Okay. So this speeds up your transfer, and if you've got say if you have a spider web of cap chains going on, you give a bit more than it costs you less to you give more than it costs you to activate that module. So if everybody's spider chaining, that means you're actually getting energy for free. This speeds up that, so you get more. So more per second. So it is very recommended. When you, this will probably give you 30%, 25 to 30% more capacitor. So it's highly worth it, especially if you need that cushion, especially if you're getting nuded out by Ashimus. Say I use them on my fob bashing sets. I'll switch out with my Lashaks for Talisman clones. So yeah, really recommend that, and dirt cheap. Well, comparatively so. Amulet, did I deal with the amulets? It's a nice deal. It's not crazy expensive, but yeah, it's kind of blingy. But yeah, it's highly recommended if you're a hauler. Like I use my main for quick whipping back and forth. But if I've got something valuable and I want to go with my DST, I will get this. And I've got a set for, I've got the set I used for the tests for taking out Biter. Use my my amulets as well, you know. So this would survive 2 tornadoes. All right. Somebody said, yeah, Catalyst and Talos. I didn't even allow that comment to be posted. Really? Really? You're talking about something that fast is and quick as a Vider? Worrying about Catalysts and Taluses? Okay. Yeah, I thank God I got it. I don't want my YouTube channel to be like the forums. Ugh, I hate the forums. All right. And this is the Nomad, so this was my main. I've already gone through that, and that's it. Last thing to do is showcase my miner's implants. It's always fun. So this is how I do it. I would go click on that, and then I get all this, get the info, and you bring up your buy items. You open up your buy items. multi-buy. God, it's probably an hour-long video. Sorry. And what you would do is you would plug it in this way. I hope I'm doing this right. I spent the last 6 hours trying to get this right. That and system index. Shoot me in the head. Uh-oh. What? I'm almost done. Shoot me in the frickin' head. Swear to God. Stupid game. Okay, so let's hope this works. This is where I started to feel totally dyslexic. It's like, am I going crazy? Am I crazy? Have I always been this way? Am I dyslexic? So we put it in this way. Oh, 1.5 billion. Okay, it's not obscene. Pretty nice. And yeah, so set it in that way. You copy to your price checker, it plugs it in that way, and then you export. And you minus main. There you go. And voila. And of course, what you'd want to do is make a template. Like so. Reversed. That's for price checking only, of course. Yeah. There you go. And I'll copy and paste all the times, dates, and woo! God, that took forever. Holy crap. Sorry guys. Well, hopefully that was worth it. What I wanted to do, and we certainly don't have the time, is to have everything like what I do is go like grade, and then I go Asclepian, right? Asclap, as some people say on YouTube. Lol. Okay, so then I just price check. You know, 150, and I go, okay, how much is the low? 38. How much is the mid? See? Sometimes it's better to go with the mid grade than the low because it's not that much cheaper. And some of them, I wish I'd be able to show you, but in some of them, they're actually more expensive in the low grade than the mid. Yeah. But I don't have time. We don't have time to go all through that. You can go through yourself and check it out. I wish I could have, but it's just bleh. Maybe I'll put in the description, but that would just take an insane amount of time.